Welcome to Learn Potential, the channel where we are all about education. We educate ourselves, we educate others, we educate the world. We're making the world a better place through education. My name is Gabby. I'm an educator. Special education was my thing and it still is. I'm a special ed consultant. I'm also a learning specialist. I love education. I love working with families, and I love working with children and helping them reach their ultimate potential. Learn potential. Get it? I've sat in plenty of meetings where parents just sit there and they just blink for like the whole hour. At the very end of the meeting, when they're asked if they have any questions, those parents that weren't following along or just didn't understand what's going on, they're always like, everything sounds good to me. And my first few meetings where that was happening, I was like, no, how could you not have questions about what was said? So I started taking it upon myself to prep parents before and just give them just a rundown of what's going on with their child, helping them understand, because it can be very overwhelming with all of these words thrown at you. It's important to understand so that you can ask the right questions. We're gonna go through the 12 questions and I'll talk a little bit about each, but if you have any questions or comments, please leave them, comment below, and also remember to subscribe, so that way I can keep putting out some more of these videos. Let me know if you like this one, if it was helpful, if you've used it in your next meeting. Please give some feedback on that. Let's get to the questions. Question number 1. What do you see as my child's strengths, and how can I support them? So often these meetings can focus on weaknesses and where they're struggling in, and asking for strengths sets a positive tone. Yes, my child is struggling in this, but I know they do something well, and what is that? And how can we see more of it and encourage more of it? That is one of the number 1 questions you should ask to make that meeting productive, and also just make it a positive one, and where you talk about how to support the child. Question number 2. Have there been goals written to support my child's needs? If not, then why? We're at the meeting to focus on how we want to support the student. So if a child has a need in an area, there should be a goal specified to that need. So if there's not a goal specified to the need, then you write one together as a team. Question number 3. What percentage of the day will my child be removed from the general classroom? This one is specified to individualized education plan and students that have learning needs or just specific needs. They should be in the classroom as much as possible in the least restrictive environment. So they're educated with their other peers who do not have IEP, do not have an education plan, as much as possible. You want to know how much of the day are they spent getting their support, and how much of the day are they spent in the classroom learning with everyone else. The goal is to include students in the general classroom as much as possible. Question number 4 is one of my favorite questions to ask. What research-based instruction is going to be used to instruct my child? Schools are mandated by federal law to provide research-based instruction to students who have specific needs. Please make sure that is one of the number 1 questions that you ask, because now they're getting support. What are they being supported with? Is it something that's proven to help them progress? That is an extremely important question to ask. If you have any questions about the instructional material that's being used, please reach out, ask questions below, send me an email. That is one of my favorite areas, because in order for children to move and make progress, we have to have materials. We have to be prepared with materials that are proven to support growth and progress. Question number 5. How is the school collecting data to measure progress on goals? Extremely important. Now that they have a goal, how are we measuring that goal? What data, like how often, like what ways are they going to collect data to show progress? Progress data should be collected regularly. If not daily, then weekly, and then reported to the parents, whether it be at report cards, whether it be monthly, however way that you guys have agreed at the meeting. But it needs to be collected. We need to see if students are making progress towards their goals. And if they're not, then adjustments need to be made, whether it be what materials are being used, or it could even be the goal. Maybe the goal is not working. Maybe we need to readjust. Maybe we need to figure out what it is that we need to change in order to help that student make progress. Question number 6. What type of progress am I expected to see, and what will this look like? Ask for something tangible. If your child's goal is something like, we'll be able to understand all vowel blends, that is something you can get a milestone on. Well, by this date, we would hope that he knows his A vowel blends, his O vowel blends, and that will help you help your child. Well, it's this date, and let's see how you are with your vowel blends, and you can gauge whether or not they're actually making adequate progress or not. So ask for something specific, like what should I see? When should this happen? What's the milestone for this? Something specific to get just a good idea of where your child should be or how they should be progressing. Question number 7, how has the school updated the present levels of performance? This is an extremely important part. I've been saying extremely a lot, but everything is extremely important. This is a very important part of the education plan. Present levels of performance tells you where your child is functioning right now, academically, behaviorally, everything. And it needs to be updated. If they are collecting certain assessments, that should be updated. If they are getting certain grades, though all of those things should be included in the present levels of performance. So all of the data leading up to when your last meeting was to now should be included in the present levels of performance. Number 8. How have the accommodations been chosen for my child, and why were they chosen? Accommodations are anything that helps a child access the content. It can be audiobooks, it can be flexible scheduling, like giving a child more time, or a change of environment, a quiet room to take this assessment. Well-chosen accommodations help the child access the same content. It's extremely important that there are well-chosen accommodations in the plan that are specific to your child's needs. Question number 9, how do these supports look like on a daily basis, and what does my child's day look like? You should have a schedule. Even if it's not at that specific meeting, you should get one shortly after, or you can write one right there on what your child's day would look like. Where do they go in the morning? What times are they getting the services? Where are they getting the services? All of these things should be included in their schedule. Number 10, when and where will my child's services take place? If they are getting speech therapy, is it in a different room? Are they being pulled out? Is the speech therapy coming into the room? When and where is extremely important, so that way you just have a schedule, idea of what's happening during the day. Number 11, can I get a copy of those service logs? This one almost no parent asks for, which they should, because if they're getting services regularly as they should, occupational therapists, speech therapists, they should be signing in and out the times that they see them, the days that they see them, and that should be a log. So ask for those service logs. Make sure that this service is happening. I would say weekly or monthly, and get those service logs. Like, why not? And if they don't have them, that's a problem. And contact me. Lastly, number 12. Is my child on track for promotion, graduation? Where's my child? Are they on a modified curriculum? And modifying meaning, are you changing the material that they're learning? So modifications are tricky because the content is changed in some way. If your child is getting modified content, that may affect how prepared they are to be promoted or for graduation. So just ask about that. Where are they on track? What do they need to be on track? So that way it's not like a surprise at the end of the year. Got 2 more bonus questions. I know. Bonus question number 1. Can you explain that again? Like, it's okay if you don't understand what they're saying, because they've been trained to assess, or they've been trained to use certain types of language. So if you don't understand something, ask them to explain. Please do not sign any document that you do not understand. It is a legally binding contract. That is a plan that is legally mandated to be implemented for your child. Bonus question number 2. What would you do if this were your child? Something as simple as that, because meetings can get very formal and businesslike, and we're still human. You're a human, they're humans, and your child is, a little human. Some of the teachers at the table may be parents as well. So asking something as simple as that, like, what would you recommend? What do you think? That brings us back to the center. Like, it's a child. We want to support that child. We're all in it together. Those were the 12 plus 2 bonus questions that every parent should ask at an individualized education plan meeting. And I have the document ready below to download. Please take that with you at your next meeting. And before your meetings, always make sure that you read through all your documents, that you observe your child in the classroom, that you're doing everything you can to just prepare yourself going into these meetings. And these questions, hopefully, will be extremely helpful, and you'll feel better prepared to get the answers, ask the questions, get the answers that you need to help support your child even better in the future. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll leave some recommendations for video. If there's something that you really want to know more about and want me to record a video about it, I will be glad to do so. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for watching.